Hi, Aquarius. Welcome to your July 2019 Tarot and Astrology reading. Mars is going to be in your partnership zone for the month of July. And while that's going on, we have a lot of activity in the sign of Cancer. We have the sun there. We have the new moon solar eclipse in Cancer. We have Venus in Cancer. We have Mercury in your partnership zone, but it retrogrades back into Cancer. So your habits and your relationships take center stage for most of July. In there, we also have a lunar eclipse in your 12th house. If you're an Aquarian moon watching this, you may find that the conversations about the moon hit home a bit more than your sun sign. But in general, you should be watching your sun, moon and rising and reading your horoscopes for those because they're all accurate depictions of a bigger picture. What I sort of get the impression for the Aquarian people is that Mars being in your partnership zone can do wonders and it can be destructive at the same time. Yeah, exactly. Two of Cups, partnership, temperance, and the Eight of Swords, restriction. So yes, balancing the need for freedom and the need for connection is your goal for the month of July. Perfect. Because temperance is all about balance. And in the traditional deck, because I'm using the Oceanic for its Cancer season, and there's a lot of watery energy. Although in the traditional deck, temperance is an angel balancing the forces of water and fire, very contradictory forces, sometimes Aquarian energy can feel very at odds with water. Particularly Scorpio, as there's that square aspect. This month offers you a perspective on partnership and restriction that you've possibly not had before, because Mars typically enters this sector for you every 2 years. 2 years, Two of Cups. This is healing something in your partnership zone that needed to be healed. It is giving you a perspective of partnership that is required in order for some kind of partnership in your life to work or some kind of partnership to come in. Okay, so we understand Mars a bit better. The eclipse energy, though, that Cancer eclipse, it's a total solar Cancer eclipse, by the way. And that for you is more to do with your habits. It's more to do with your day-to-day routine. And for many people, that feels very boring. It's not necessarily where you're that excited to have an eclipse. But why not? As a sign who doesn't follow the status quo, who likes to shake things up, you will be pleased to know that this eclipse in your routine, in your day-to-day, especially as it is connecting very well, although not intensely, with your ruler Uranus, Ace of Swords, victory. Aces are all about beginnings. You're about to get a really interesting shake-up, Aquarius, and you're going to like it, okay? A little bit of excitement will do you good. If you want a boring life and a typical routine, and as a fixed sign, you sort of fluctuate between wanting that and wanting freedom, and it's confusing for you. You kind of just want the option. But this will shake up your routine in a way that is harmonious with your personality, is what I'm trying to say. In the mid-monthly, we'll go more into that lunar eclipse, full moon in Capricorn. Very, very psychic, very spiritually enlightening, very intense, but necessary. Wheel of Fortune, destiny. Wow. Fixed sign energy, Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus. And also that connection with Jupiter is important. And particularly, I think if you're dealing with Scorpio people or Scorpio energies, because of the 10th house aspect, Scorpio is your midheaven. I feel like there is some kind of interesting twist of destiny. And I'm also kind of drawn to the fact that the fish here can be very much to do with Neptune. Three of Cups, reunion. Oh, Well, that makes sense, doesn't it, Aquarius? Because Mercury is retrograding in your partnership zone up until the 19th of July. Who returns? It's kind of the same vibe for a lot of people, but it's more enhanced with you because in your partnership zone, it can really, really feel as though there are people coming out of the woodwork that you didn't expect to hear from. And I know a lot of people don't like that. Not all of us want that door open. But you would be surprised at who might come through. It doesn't necessarily have to be somebody that you have been hurt by. It can be somebody that you were connected with at one point on a very deep level, and you possibly let go because you felt too restricted by. What's assisting you is the Two of Pentacles, so that balancing energy, that option energy. The challenge, however, is the King of Pentacles. And in this deck, it also refers to trust. And I noticed last month as well, I did notice that there is an odd dance going on between you and the earth signs. And I think it's because your ruler is in Taurus. Queen of Cups is the outcome. Watery energy. That Cancer eclipse, that Cancer sun, Venus in Cancer. Or a water sign person, a Scorpio, a Cancer or a Pisces. A Leo maybe actually. Strength energy. I'll do one more. Page of Cups. I can't leave it on a court card. Death card. Ah. Okay. But what, the Five of Wands is underneath. I won't leave it on death either for you. 10 of Cups. Okie dokie. I see a lot of emotion. You actually have, Aquarius, so much more emotions through the Cups energy in your reading than Pisces did, actually. And I was thinking about that because Pisces being a water sign. What I'm getting from this is a very unusual love story for many of you. So Aquarius, you may have realized that back in January, and I'm sure you were very aware of this, there was the Leo eclipse, Leo being your partnership zone. So as we move into the sun in Leo, we are ready for a new chapter in partnerships. That eclipse kind of closed off the last one. So the last few months since January have been very much sowing the seeds to develop a healthier attitude towards your partnerships in general, be they business, be they romance, be they friendship, be they the one-on-one intimate relationships that sometimes an Aquarian may think they seek when they don't, and sometimes an Aquarius may think they don't seek when they do. Quite complicated, but not really. With Uranus being in Taurus, your ruler being in an uncomfortable and awkward sign for you, there is more of a chance that you're learning, because when we have typical trines and sextiles and things, they can be very harmonious, they can be very potent energy for good action, but sometimes when things feel okay, we do less. It is the square energy, it is the challenging energy that makes us grow, it makes us move. With Mars being in your partnership sector, you will have more energy and more drive for partnership. But you may also notice, particularly if you're dealing with a Taurus person, or maybe the earth signs in general, you may notice a bit of competition with people, where you suddenly feel as though you're less in your vibration of humanitarian, connected, we are all part of this one journey, to I want what they have more than me. And the reason that you're feeling that way is because you are seeking to realize your own attachment to that person. But it's coming through in an aggressive Mars type energy. So what you can actually do, Aquarius, with this energy is get in touch with the feelings that Cancer season brings up and be a little bit more patient with yourself and a little bit more patient with the other people. Five of Wands, as we talked about there, the competition aspect, and I've just noticed it's here with the Chariot, which is all about movement, but it's also about the sign Cancer. You may feel at odds with the Cancerian energy, and you may, of course, with the Leo energy, feel in some ways pulled to harmony and some other ways pulled to war, because with opposite signs, there's kind of a war and peace vibe when Mars is there. Now, one thing that I want to make very, very clear is there is some kind of ending. There is some sort of transformation. And I get that it's more to do with strength here and the death card. It's more to do with that Leo eclipse in January that closed off a cycle of eclipses that were quite difficult for you. And we're in a new cycle of eclipses now. Okay, we're in the Cancer, Cardinal, Capricorn type energies. But Leo season, as we get into it, and we'll go more into that in the mid-monthly and the extended, Leo season is more to do with beginning again. When Venus goes into Leo after Mars being in Leo, you're going to feel the harmony and the peace and the prospects and the potential with your romances. You're going to feel the balance. Remember Temperance coming out at the start. You're going to feel the balance. You're going to feel the harmony. For now, you have to listen. If you have water in your chart, and I guarantee you most likely do, so just be mindful of it. Look to where the water is in your chart. If Mercury is in a water sign, learn to speak your feelings more. If Mars is in a water sign, start finding ways of channeling your emotions, because Cancer season is going to be triggering those points for you, and it will assist your partnerships. If somebody has returned, and I suspect for many Aquarians, maybe they do. And I think it could be another fixed sign. It could be an earth sign for sure. This person may always bear this in mind. This person may be coming back just to set you free. Could be for many of you a Leo, but I also see romance with a Leo that's very emotionally transformative and important in your life. Because the Death card in the Ten of Cups is more about letting the old skin shed and embracing a new period of happiness with somebody rather than losing somebody. Page of Cups in Death is more about releasing the immaturity, the emotional immaturity. And I think with Strength and the Queen of Cups, it's about somebody who's very emotionally mature and emotionally self-assured. And you're going to love July, I think. But it is going to be one of those months where you look back on and see where it started, rather than throughout the month say this is fantastic all the time, because no month is completely free of stress or confusions or emotional bubbling up, which is very common during Cancer season. But the Ten of Cups tells me, Aquarius, that what you're headed towards is something good, and it's because you're letting go of that old eclipse saga of the fixed signs. From January to now, there's a lot of shifts in your life that are very important. 6 months is the energy of an eclipse. The Two of Pentacles here, you have options, you have decisions. And maybe it's a lot to do with weighing up the bits of the past that come up. Maybe it's to do with finding more self-acceptance for your quirks that can be tricky in relationships. And maybe it's simply letting somebody in. The Strength card, interestingly, in this deck is him setting all these fish free. It's allowing someone who is emotionally strong to support you when you're having a moment, which is lovely if you can accept it. If you can accept that they're not threatening your independence, they're actually trying to set you free. And that's sort of the love mystery that occurs in July. So if you want to join me in the extended, the link is listed below in the description. If not, I will see you in mid-July for the Capricorn eclipse. It will be special, I think. So I love you very much, Aquarius, and I will see you in the next set of readings. Bye.